Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp, and today we're gonna taste another beer by Brasserie Chouffe. We have talked about this brewery before. I think we've already tasted like 3 beers of them. The VNB anniversary, the 40th anniversary, and the La Chouffe, the classic one. Today we're gonna taste one that I've never tasted before, the Chouffe Blanche. Chouffe Blanche, French for Chouffe White. So this is the white version of their beer. Why white? Well, because wheat beer somehow got translated as wit bier, and wit is Flemish for white. Also Weizen, Weiss. I see where the problem came in. This is supposed to be a very classic Weiss beer or wheat beer, namely brewed with wheat and some coriander, probably some orange peel. What can I see here? Yes, barley, wheat, hop, yeast, coriander seeds, and lemon apparently instead of orange peel. Okay. Very nice. I do love the branding and the marketing department at La Chouffe. For example, they do have a white bottle cap with Marcel, our good friend, on the top, just like here on the label. This is a rebrand of Marcel, so not another gnome. They stick to their 4 or 5 gnomes. But in this case, Marcel is wearing a Yeti hide, and the story goes that he hikes into the mountains, Mount Chouffe, which is 6,666 meters high, which is of course a huge wink to the Chouffe Bock 6666, and also it is owned by Duvel, and Duvel 666 has that iconic number. Another detail, or some details, and I hope I can show you this on camera later on, but La Chouffe is hiding from the barcode here, and also this little logo, the recycling logo, is Marcel putting it back into the crate. So very nice. So let's see how this goes. It does seem a bit clear for a Weiss beer or a wheat beer. I actually immediately get that hint of lemon. And it does smell like a very classic wheat beer. So I do get the coriander, I do get the lemon zest, or the lemon itself. Slightly malty. Actually very pleasant in the nose. It does remind me of the classic Hoegaarden, the original. Now, normally a wheat beer is a lot more hazy, and this is very clear for a wheat beer. So I do see that there's some sediment in the bottom of the bottle. I'm gonna leave it there because I see some flaking. And that is not the most pleasant thing you can have in your beer. But this is for a wheat beer, a very clear version. A lot of bubbling going on, that's a good sign. I would call this a pale golden yellow, let's say. Some nice white dense foam, tiny bubbles, capping it off from the oxygen. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, more of the same. Lovely scent, lovely smell. A bit less on the lemon, so that's probably also a bit more volatile. The coriander is quite predominant right now. And quite a bit of carbon dioxide, but it is quite heavily carbonated, as you can see. Ooh, pleasant surprise. Actually a bit fruitier and a bit spicier than your average wheat beer. I think they went quite heavy on the coriander here. Maybe added some other spices, I don't know, but yeah, went quite heavy. It does help that it's quite heavily carbonated, so that makes that the beer has a nice pop in your mouth. So a very nice touch. And the lemon is somewhere like very subtle in the background there, which is nice because we don't want a copy of that Hoegaarden Botanic. That was quite nice as a beer, but not what we are looking for in this beer. So like I said, this is actually a very pleasant surprise. I did not expect to like a wheat beer by Chouffe. I thought this was one of many, just to expand the range, but actually I am very pleasantly surprised, and I actually do like this. It is also a slightly bit heavier than most Weiss beer or wheat beers. Most wheat beers are like a Pilsner beer around 5%. This one is a 6.5. So yeah, let's say a quarter more, or even a bit more. So I think that the combination of that slightly more alcohol, a bit heavier on the CO2 side, and that extra spiciness make, maybe not for a unique beer, but at least for a beer that stands out in its range. So yeah, as a wheat beer, I really like this. Also, if I compare this to the classic wheat beers that often have, or the Hefeweizen, that often have that hint of banana from the yeast, from the esters, this beer doesn't have that. So if you're in for a banana-free wheat beer, this might be it. Now that does make me suspect that they didn't use a typical yeast strain for wheat beers, which is quite comparable to the Westmalle Triple or the Safe Beat, or all those beers that have that banana esters quite presently. But they probably just used a Chouffe yeast strain for this, which is quite a good idea because they already had it in stock anyway. So yeah, like I said, this is gonna be a short video. I'm actually ready to round up. So what's left for us to do is to score this beer. How should I score this? I like a wheat beer from time to time. Not the biggest fan maybe, but I do like it. And because this is quite, yeah, let's say unique in its niche, I am inclined to say 3.5, 3.75 in Untapped. So yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, pleasant surprise. Didn't really expect to like it this much, but hey, great beer. Cheers, you guys. I will see you guys in the next video, which is number 150. And for that number, I'm gonna review a beer that is, let's say, quite close to home. As usual, if you like this video, let me know, hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You'll be the first to know whenever I upload something, which should be, I think, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. local time. And yeah, feel free to tell your friends about this. And I'll see you guys in the next video, number 150, another anniversary. Cheers, you guys.